Where are you right now? There's always this dynamic, isn't there? There's something looking at something. And it looks like I'm looking at you now, which is a trick of the technology. But in your own life, as you're hearing me say this, in your own existence, in your own reality now, there is something viewing something else, isn't there? There's the awareness of something going on. So it might be your awareness of hearing the words I'm saying in your senses. Your sense of hearing is hearing sounds, and your brain, mind, whatever the processing facility, capability is, there is something going on and there's something observing it. And that is such a useful thing to remember. I would say it provides context, it provides space, and it can even provide peace and happiness and joy. I think it's a very important dynamic. So, where are you right now? And how can you answer that question? It does presuppose what are you? And it comes back to that dynamic. You are an awareness of something else, an awareness of this video perhaps at the moment, or maybe not, maybe you're getting distracted, triggered. The point remains that something is being aware of something else. If you're finding me hugely irritating, for example, you came to watch this video so that you could calm down and find instant happiness, and that's not what's going on. There is that awareness of that going on, that unrest that's occurring inside you that you're aware of. So this dynamic is always there. And it's really useful for answering that question. Where are you right now? Are you triggered? Are you dissatisfied? Are you peaceful? Has the mere suggestion of that mechanism brought you help or hindrance? And I think it's quite a useful dynamic to remember, especially when you're not in the most resourceful, happiest and brilliant of states. So I ask the question, I give you that as a gift. I'm not asking it to cause trouble, I'm asking it to cause the opposite. I'm here to ask you where you are right now on a fairly regular basis, and I suspect on a more regular basis. So that if you've been sucked into the world, if you have been distracted, if all you have is a sense that all is not right or well, that's a symptom to me. I would say I would see that as a symptom that in the same dynamic of something being aware of something else, something I would say that is quite important and special about you, not necessarily unique to you, but something that you have, that I would say we all have to some degree, more or less. Something is aware of that discontent and distance, and that something isn't quite right, which then begs the question or offers the next step development of that sense that, okay, something isn't quite right. What might that be? Which then can take you into a process of spiraling downward, of it's always like this, I'll never know, and depressing thought, literally depressing thoughts and awarenesses. Or the opposite, the spiral upward, if you like, metaphorically, figuratively, the spiral up. So if I can see that there is a discontent in me, I can do something about it. I can isolate it. It's like a splitting of the atom, isn't it? Or the isolation of a virus. Wow. Given that I have it under the microscope and that I'm able to analyze it at all, it means in the first instance, it isn't me. I am the viewer of this. And the distance, the viewing, can give some sense of supremacy or transcendence, or distance at least. And I would say it's the beginning of the process either way, of being closer and more tightly bound to what you're looking at, or further away from it. So where are you right now? Maybe you'd like to have in mind that dynamic, that there is something watching something else. And I'll leave you with something else too, something in addition. Mrs. M asked me last night, why are we here? Something, I don't know if it was exactly that question, but like, why are we here? What is our purpose of our existence? It was that energy. That was the energy of the question, as I understood it. Anyway, that was my inference, if not her actual intention. And what came out was, I can't remember now. What did come out? Where am I right now? I'm trying to remember something. And what's more important than me remembering something is being aware of being still and peaceful, and not being troubled by trying to remember something from last night. But strangely enough, I now remember. You see, in the seeking of it and the tension of, oh no, I can't remember, I must have early Alzheimer's. In the relaxation, it came back. I mean, I don't know that, I'm not saying that that's a law of the universe, but it's interesting nonetheless that in the relaxation, and my sense is that I've forgotten it again because I'm now addressing something else. But actually, what came out as I recall now, and I'll say it so I don't forget it again or get distracted by myself again, is, oh, and it's gone again. No, it's back again. We are life experiencing itself. That was what came out. That's what popped out last night. In a sense of some anxiety about why we're here. And what came out for me, and what felt good to say, and what was affirming, was the fact that we are life experiencing itself. And again, that's the dynamic, isn't it, of something viewing something being aware of something else. And we are life itself, being aware of the experience we're having in any given moment. Which, I mean, you tell me. I mean, is that freedom? Does that give you a sense of freedom? Or does that give you a sense of, oh, it's another job to do on my to-do list. Not only have I got all this other stuff to do, I've now got to bloody be life experiencing itself, what with everything else. I get great freedom from that idea that we are life experiencing itself. And I find it helpful and transcendent to the point of, you know, the body that that our two, if you're listening to this, you are an awareness and I'm an awareness, and we are located in bodies right now. Unless, of course, you know, if you're an AI listening to this, thinking, what the hell is this human? I mean, everyone knows humans are so stupid. Us machines know why we're here. But I'm guessing, you know, more importantly, you're another human listening to this, hearing this. And we're in these bodies, aren't we? And whilst we're in these bodies hearing this, because you need a body with ears and a hearing mechanism to take on board this particular message, and eyes to see it if you're watching it. For the time we're here, we might see that as life experiencing itself, like a droplet of the ocean. You know, life, if you imagine life to be an ocean, an entire ocean, an all-consuming ocean, the agitation of the ocean, it hits itself and up pops a little droplet of the ocean, which is the ocean, but it's a droplet of the ocean, and it's a droplet of the ocean. And that droplet has a unique and separate experience of being the sea in microcosm that's popped out of the macrocosm of the sea. And it is sea, but it becomes a unique and individual version of the sea until, of course, gravity or whatever other force of this existence reclaims that drop back into the sea again. And that's how I believe, I don't know if I believe it, but that's what makes sense to me, that we are droplets of life that have somehow popped out of the vast entirety of life, and life being everything. We're a little dot of it. We're a little microdose of life, having an individual and unique expression, experience of that whole life, and we will drop back into the entirety. And maybe this is mere speculation now. Well, it has all been speculation, I think, isn't it? But maybe we inform the whole. Whilst we're having an individual experience, it seems we're unique and special and different and separate. And perhaps that's being experienced by the whole whilst we're experiencing it. And when we're finally done in this individual body, the experience of this, the experiences that have been perceived through this body drop into the whole once more. The whole with a W and the whole without a W. The whole of eternity. Ooh, where are you now? I wonder. Okay, I leave you now, wishing for you, hoping for you, praying for you. They're all the same as far as I'm concerned. That you have freedom and peace and joy and love and the things we know we like to experience here, and perhaps as bodies in this particular historical context and moment in chronic humanity. It seems quite occult and quite esoteric and quite unusual that humans would enjoy in any great number or for any particular long time peace, joy, love. And I know we are. I know we can. I know we are. And I wish that for you more and more. And that is my endeavour, to remind you that that is possible, whilst so many other influences and forces in our world seem to be reminding you of the absolute opposite, about how awful things are. And I get into that myself. I really do. I find that I connect with those energies. They're very powerful. They're very strong, and they're very, the sort of the pornographic power of fear and the dark draws us to it. And I don't know what's really going on. Maybe the dark knows it needs light and it pulls you towards it, that you might be that light in the dark that you're attracted to from time to time, as I think we all are. Who knows? Suffice to say, I wish only the best for you, and by that I mean the best that life has to offer as we are experiencing it. And we do know, don't we? We know instinctively what those great experiences are of love, joy, peace, freedom, because we certainly know what it's like to have them absent in our lives and to long for them. By that, either way, we know them, don't we? We know them by their presence and we know them by their absence as well. So I wish them for you. Bye for now.